A toddler bites a cobra to death. Google has awarded a man thousands of dollars for taking his naked picture. And doctors warn of the risk of death from penis filler injections. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the... A toddler bites a cobra to death. A toddler in India bit a venomous cobra so hard that he killed it. And this is how you get evil villains. I don't know if you guys are familiar with origin stories for evil villains, but they usually begin like this. You bite a spider, or you get bit by a spider, or you get bit by a cobra, or you bite a cobra. Let's find out all of the juicy circumstances surrounding this seriously badass toddler. I mean, because this is definitely the most hardcore metal feat that I've heard in a while. I mean, I, for one, am pleased because we needed somebody to replace Ozzy Osbourne. Can we just give this kid a microphone immediately and stick him on stage? Okay, so the toddler that bit the cobra so hard that he killed it is 2-year-old Govinda Kumar. He was playing in his home in Bakatwa, which is a village in the eastern Indian state of Bihar, when he spotted the 3-foot-long snake, and instead of running from the snake, like most toddlers would, he just grabbed the thing. Govinda obviously identifies as a honey badger. The cobra lunged at Govinda Kumar and coiled itself around his little tiny hands and wrist. Yikes, sounds like a strange way to spend your day. But Govinda doesn't give a damn. He's a badass. He wears guy liner. Instead of screaming about the cobra wrapped around his hand and wrist, Govinda put the snake's head inside his mouth and clenched his jaw. This is according to the boy's grandmother, Matashwari Devi. I'm nailing these names today. Now, Govinda quickly lost consciousness after ingesting some of the deadly cobra venom himself. My goodness, poor kid. He was treated in a hospital and has since been discharged. I mean, this is unbelievable. The kid ingested some of the venom and just passed out. No problem, though. He was discharged from the hospital same day because Govinda's a total badass. Is this the next Dalai Lama? Have we found him? Someone needs to interview this kid. Now, according to the article, the snake actually died on the spot. Of what, embarrassment? How surprised was the snake? The snake's like, whoa, this isn't how it's supposed to go down. I'm supposed to do the biting, sir. Now, there's a quote here from Grandma Devi who says, I was moving firewood near the house and the cobra came out. The child perhaps saw the snake moving and caught hold of it. We rushed towards the boy and saw he had taken the cobra's head into his mouth. We then separated the cobra from his mouth and hands. The cobra died on the spot while our child fell unconscious. So it sounds like Grandma's just giving a real play-by-play of what went down. She's, needless to say, going to be completely frightened of this child going forward, as everyone in the family is probably going to be. Are you really going to tell Govinda to go to his room? You're grounded. Oh, I'm grounded? Perhaps you want me to bite your head off? Oh, you're going to grab me and spank me? Well, I don't know if you remember, but a cobra tried to grab me once. So, I mean, if you're in this family, you really got to keep a sharp eye on this child and definitely have like an exorcist on speed dial just in case. Now, the article goes on to talk about how snake bites are pretty ubiquitous in this area of the world. Doctors at the pediatrics department of this particular regional hospital say they receive 5 to 6 snake bite cases every month during the rainy season. But obviously, this was the first time they have seen such a highly unusual case, as they're calling it, where a child has bitten and eaten part of a cobra. Cobras are highly venomous snakes with toxic bites capable of killing a human within hours by paralyzing your respiratory muscles. The doctor that treated Govinda is quoted here. I received the child active and alert, but his mouth was swollen. His face was swollen. This was all because of the reaction to the venom in his oral cavity. We were surprised and cross-checked with his parents multiple times to ensure the child was not bitten by the cobra to rule out that venom had not gone into his bloodstream. They told us he bit the cobra and the snake died right on the spot. The child had eaten a part of the cobra and the venom had gone into his digestive tract. Unlike in the cases where the cobra bites the person and venom goes into the bloodstream and triggers neurotoxicity. So because the snake didn't actually bite him, the venom didn't go into his bloodstream. He had happened to swallow some of the, parts of the snake. This is just badass, so badass. And if I'm Govinda, I'll tell you right now, in 20 years, I'm definitely putting all of this information on my dating app profile with a link to the article. Google has awarded a naked man thousands of dollars after taking his naked photo. An Argentine man was captured naked in his backyard by the Google Street View camera a while back. Are you guys familiar with the Google Street View camera? Occasionally, you'll see it cruising around your city. It's got cameras on all sides of it. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's capturing views of the streets, which will then go on the web. When you click on Street View in a Google map, you'll see the photos that it took in that area, and apparently it'll take a photo of naked people. I didn't know that. Silly me. I've been paying for naked photos on OnlyFans when I could have just gone to Google for free. Kidding. I can't afford OnlyFans content. Okay, so this man in Argentina was awarded some compensation by a court after his bare behind was splashed over the internet for all to see on Google Maps. The policeman had sought payment from the internet giant for harm to his dignity, as he says. He's a policeman. Fascinating. He argued he was behind a 2-meter wall when a Google camera captured him in the buff from behind. This is in a small town in Argentina where he lives. In addition, this man had to suffer the indignity of having his house number and street name broadcast on Argentine TV while they were covering the story, and it was shared widely on social media to his embarrassment. This man claimed the invasion exposed him to ridicule at his workplace and among his friends and neighbors. Oh, yeah, of course, it's very embarrassing. I'm sure all of his friends razzed him, as they say, razzed him. He got razzed at the workplace. He got razzed at the barbecues and family gatherings, of course. But, look on the bright side. There's some bragging rights involved here because technically the man can now call himself a paid professional model. However, it did take a while. A court last year dismissed his claims for damages, ruling that he only had himself to blame for, quote, walking around in inappropriate conditions in the garden of his home. I love that they said, oh, no, that's your fault for walking around naked in your own property. Please. In addition, Google claimed that the perimeter wall around his property was not high enough. It was 6.5 feet. I think that's high enough. How tall are these Google cameras? Appeals judges, however, concluded, thankfully, that the man's dignity had been flagrantly violated, and they did award him an amount. It was equivalent to about $12,500 payable by Google. Probably should have gotten more. But this is good news, and as if I needed another reason to chill naked on my front stoop, this is it. I mean, tastefully. I said naked, all right, not lewd. There's a difference between naked and lewd and lascivious. I would never be lewd and lascivious on a Google camera, just naked, if it means I'm getting 12 G's. In fact, next time you see a Google camera car drive by, guys, just pull your pants off. Get some of that Google money. It's easier than OnlyFans. Now, we have here a ruling from the judge. You want to hear the quote? The judge says, well, because this involves an image of a person that was not captured in a public space, but rather within the confines of their own home and property, behind a fence taller than the average size individual, this invasion of privacy is pretty blatant. There is no doubt that in this case, there was an arbitrary intrusion into another individual's life by Google. The judge followed it up with this hilarious quote, no one wants to appear exposed to the world as the day they were born. Very funny. But don't make that assumption. Some people do want to appear exposed to the world as the day they were born. Have you ever been to Florida before? Now, it says part of the judge ruling was pointing to Google's policy of blurring out faces and license plates of people in vehicles photographed for Street View as evidence that they were aware of a duty to avoid harm to third parties. But they didn't blur out this man's face, nor his entire naked body, and that could have been prevented. Yeah, clearly somebody over at Google Street View dropped the ball. You got somebody over there that's an ass blurrer. That's probably a position over there. Oh, yeah, I'm an official ass blurrer for Google Street View. I blur asses, and I'm pretty thorough at blurring asses. Granted, there are a few that slip through the cracks. Pun intended.
This episode is brought to you by eBay. We all have that piece. The one that's so you've basically become known for it. And if you don't yet, fashionistas, you'll find it on eBay. That Miu Miu red leather bomber, the Custo Barcelona cowboy top, or that Patagonia fleece in the 2017 colorway. All these finds are all on eBay, along with millions of more main character pieces backed by authenticity guarantee. eBay is the place for pre-loved and vintage fashion. eBay, things people love.
Doctors warn of the risk of death from penis filler injections. Medics have warned of a rise in unregulated pop-up clinics that are offering men procedures on their genitals. Ooh, genitalia procedures. What sort of genitalia procedures? Fillers and botox and stretchers and plumpers. Are you offering the Singaporean sack lift? Because I would like one. I'm getting up there in age, and I'm about to dip in the waters. Just kidding. The article says health professionals have warned of the potentially lethal dangers of penis filler injections and Botox amid an increase in men seeking procedures in a place called Scotland. Ooh, the Scottish are trying to get a little girthier over there, it would seem. Maybe a little longer, firmer, smoother. You want to smooth it out with your penis Botox? Is that a thing? Medics have warned of a growing number of unregulated clinics that are offering men these treatments for erectile dysfunction or to increase the size of their genitalia as well. I don't know how fillers and Botox is going to work on erectile dysfunction, and I don't even know why you would do that. Just get the pills. The pills work. I mean, all of this other stuff they're doing for erectile dysfunction, just ditch it. The pills work. Man, they're like eating snake gonads and turtle serum in China to make this work. Just get the pill. What's wrong with you? Now let's learn about exactly what's happening. They say that the procedures see Botox, which relaxes muscles, or fillers, and which can increase size, are injected into the patient's penis. Botched cases of this have resulted in men having their penises amputated. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. You're right back where you started. Medics warned of pop-up clinics with unlicensed practitioners operating outside the bounds of medical safety, using unapproved treatments and deceptive social media marketing tactics. Yeah, you got to watch out for those marketing tactics. But, you know, it all should go out the window when you show up and they're doing it in a kitchen. So, I mean, that's when you walk out. Now, I mean, I can understand wanting a sack lift because you've hit 55 and it's starting to droop. But, you know, maybe not do it on a back porch. Now, in this article, we have a Dr. Ben Taylor Davies who runs a clinic in Scotland. He works as an A&E doctor. He said that the procedures, even when carried out by an experienced surgeon, carry risks, including necrosis or death. These are not treatments he would ever recommend any patient undertake, and if they were considering them, seeing an experienced urological surgeon would be vital. Yeah, somebody with an office, perhaps. This is the latest example of why urgent regulation of the surgical and non-surgical aesthetics industry is needed in order to protect the public from harm. Yeah, this is not only happening in Scotland, it's happening in the U.S. all over the place. You got pop-ups, clinics, you know, doing illegal Brazilian butt lifts and just ruining people's arses. That's not okay. I covered a story over a year ago about a woman who sadly passed away from a botched Brazilian butt lift that took place on a porch, and I tried so hard not to laugh at her. You know, that was the challenge in that segment. Another doctor here named Darren is a plastic surgeon. He said that clinics on social media platforms like TikTok are taking advantage of common insecurities. Penis size is a concern for many men. Research shows that most men underestimate the size of their penis and worry that it is smaller than it actually is. It's a very common insecurity. And unfortunately, there are a growing number of clinics popping up offering quick fixes by injecting fillers into the penis to make it much thicker. Some are even injecting Botox to make the penis hang lower when it is flaccid. So you have a shot for the girth and a shot for the length, and none of it is regulated. This is creating a very dangerous situation. The doctor warns of problems with these procedures, including infections, product reactions, and lumps. Many men are left desperately embarrassed and in need of corrective surgery. Even after corrective surgery, however, some men can be left with lifelong problems down there. And in rare cases, some have even needed to have their unit amputated. And they're making some attempts at cracking down on these pop-up unlicensed clinics in Scotland. Thousands of pounds of unlicensed and unprescribed products used in cosmetic injections were recently seized by authorities from a warehouse. And healthcare professionals previously warned that Scotland was becoming, quote, the worst country in Europe for unqualified beauticians injecting customers with cosmetic treatments due to the lack of legislation preventing anyone from advertising on social media offering any such beauty treatments. Another factor is that currently in Scotland, individuals under 18 years old are not banned from receiving these treatments, unlike in England, where stricter regulations have been implemented. Last month, the Scottish government revealed proposals to crack down on cowboy botox, fillers, and cosmetic surgery procedures. Yeah, you might want to change the age restriction as well, or implement one. I mean, come on. What, 14-year-olds can just go get a butt lift in a hotel room? This is stupid. And the fact that a lot of the marketing is happening on TikTok leads me to believe they're probably targeting teenagers in this instance. So you might want to crack down on that social media aspect of it as well before you get it like a 13-year-old boy thinking that there's something wrong with his wrinkly balls. No, wrinkles are normal, sort of. What I mean to say is everything is fine down there, all right? We're all fine. We need to love our bodies, okay? Accept our bodies. This is what nature gave us. Whatever size it might be, we are beautiful, all of us, in our own way. Some of us really aren't beautiful, if I'm being honest. But tell yourself you are nonetheless, and avoid a boob job that might put you in a coma.
Right now, at the Home Depot, you'll find storage solutions made to fit your needs. Grab an HDX Tough Tote to protect your tools. Or keep your sports equipment contained with reinforced snap-fit lids. Or stack up and make better use of your space with bins and totes built to last. Whatever you're storing, we've got the gear to keep it organized and protected at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
What's news got to do with it? What's news but a guy inside a closet? Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, my friends, my loyal listeners, my weirdos. Oh, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'm going to keep this outro really brief because I respect your time and your life, man. Good luck with your life, man, is the catchphrase here. Well, at least it used to be. I'm still trying to keep it alive. Some of you might not even know where that comes from. But the OGs know. Good luck with your life, man. Hey, let's give a shout out. Someone gave me a nice review on Amazon named Jeff S. He gave me 5 stars and wrote, "Get out of the everyday routine and find something new and awesome." Jeff writes a lovely paragraph. "I would usually listen to the news on the way to and from work, which is, if I'm lucky, a 1 hour and 10-minute one-way commute. We all know how the news is, so I'm glad I went through the entertainment section and found this channel on Android Auto. I find myself replaying certain parts more than once. That way it will last through most of my trip, and also the funny parts. This goes to show you how crazy this world is we live in. Excellent show and top-notch job, especially with the jokes. I look forward to each and every episode. Keep them coming, my friend. Wishing you good health and fortune from Michigan." I mean, isn't that such a nice, lovely, polite, professional review from Jeff? I mean, unlike a lot of the reviews I get, as you know, Jeff, as Jeff probably knows, get some crappy reviews on Amazon especially. So, thank you, Jeff. I so appreciate this really professional, very quality review. And the 5 stars is very generous of you. I mean, you could have gave me 3, and what am I going to complain about 3 stars? No. But Jeff, thank you so much. I'm happy to be part of your commute and to entertain you and be a distraction from the terrible mainstream news that we have currently. And hope you're having a lovely summer in Michigan. If you guys want to leave me a review, because it is helpful for the show, you can do like Jeff did and go on Amazon and do it. Most of you have Amazon accounts, so you just do a little search for Weird AF News, and it'll come up. Also, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts as well, also known as iTunes. And on Spotify, you can give me stars, I believe. You can give it 5 stars. So please subscribe to the show if you haven't, and if you want to support the show any further, if you want to put more effort into supporting the show, please go to weirdafnews.com, and there's some things you can do there. All right, I appreciate you very, very much. As always, if you come across a story that you think is appropriate for the podcast, feel free to email me, funnyjones@gmail.com, or slide it into my Instagram, @funnyjones. That's @funnyjones on Instagram. Thank you so much. Have a great day.